Guess what?
What? It's Friday night.
SeAnDawn here.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Not carpool karaoke like last week.
I don't know. I feel like that was really good last week.
It was. If
Yeah.
you didn't watch our last week video, you really should.
I know it's going to be hard to tell, but we might have had a drink before that one.
Maybe.
That's probably why we were a lot livelier.
Yes.
Back to the normal.
Back to normal. You want to talk about the
lineup?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me run you through it. So, feature topic today, we're going to discuss tracking, tracking for nutrition, and why we recommend that maybe you should do that from time to time.
Yeah.
We're going to give you an update on the challenge. All the details are done and ready to go. We've our athlete birthdays and our featured athlete, and we're going to cover how to get a hold of us.
Excellent. So, before we start on the official lineup, I've been getting lots of questions about our other channel, SeAnDawn Ventures.
Okay.
And that's I'll post it over here if you're interested in that. This is our, what do we do outside the gym? How do we recharge ourselves in a healthy mindset and outlook? For us, it's getting out and outside and having a little mini adventure and stuff. So if that's something, it's separate from this group, but if it's something that you need ideas or something to inspire you, feel free to subscribe to it. But that's what that's about. It's really us finding our balance in life, not just in the gym with nutrition and everything, but just our mental space out there.
Our adventures.
All right, so what we learned from occasional tracking of our foods and why should you consider it is kind of our big topic here.
Well, first of all, a little backstory probably.
About intuitive eating and stuff.
Well, that, and then why we wanted to start tracking again a little bit.
Yeah, well, okay, so before we get to the backstory, so this primarily applies to people that are already doing intuitive eating. And intuitive eating is knowing what you should eat to maintain your body composition that you want, feeding your muscles and everything. And you don't just know intuitive eating, right? You have to learn it for yourself.
Right. Intuitive eating is just a fancy way of saying that you maintain your body weight basically.
Yeah.
Without writing things down or following a plan. It's second nature.
Yeah, and most people can't do it right away without some sort of coaching help. Otherwise, you end up like what we did, taking 8 years to figure it out through trial and error of figuring out what intuitive eating really meant. Whereas with clients that you work with right now, you work with them and you teach them what's intuitive for them, and then
I don't think anyone can really just become an intuitive eater by default. Like it takes practice, meaning how you need to know what the value of what that plate holds for yourself before you can make decisions on, do I need more, do I need less, So
now the backstory for intuitive eating. So Dawn and I we're tracking our food right now. So we normally eat intuitively every day. We just make micro adjustments.
We know what we need and what makes us feel
good,
the best for our goals and all of that, and then also allows us to maintain our body weight without having those spikes.
Yeah, and I would say I've been maintaining my body weight plus 1 or 2 pounds for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I'd say the same for you.
Yeah,
too.
I would say that the scale doesn't move too much for me. I've got pretty dialed in.
Yeah.
But we're getting ready to go on a little vacation.
Which will be featured on that other channel I mentioned, right?
Yep, and so where we have to get in a swimsuit, it's going to be warm. We're going with a couple of friends.
And we decided it wasn't that wasn't necessary for aesthetics. It was just more like, hey, let's get ourselves dialed in.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. It was more just about we're getting to the end of the year. Our lives are super busy right now, meaning we're working from sun up to sundown. We go home, we work more, and so our weeks get really packed full, and we just tend to not take as good a care of ourselves during that time. Yeah. So getting ready to go on vacation, I just said on the weekend, hey, why don't we just start tracking our food again? Let's give ourselves 3 weeks before we leave. It's a nice little timeline, just as a little reset. For me, it's more about checking in with myself to see where I'm at, and it's an honest look at exactly where my macros fall out at the end of the day. And it's not that I'm hung up on it, like it has to be perfect, but for us, we know that if we eat in a surplus, meaning if we eat over our calories, our basal, with factored in activity, that we will gain weight. Both of us tend to be easy gainers, I would say. And so we know that, and if we don't keep our protein in line as far as getting an appropriate amount, we're gonna not feel good.
Yeah.
So we can't perform as good in the gym. We have brain fog. We are not satisfied with our meals and all of that. So it was a good time and a place to check in to see where we're at, and I think it's been kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's been interesting. So I
Yeah.
probably haven't tracked for at least a year,
Yeah.
maybe 2 years. I haven't tracked anything, and after going through this, starting this, I realized that I should probably track 1 week a quarter. So we're not talking about this giant commitment,
No.
right? It's just where you're really honest, because we all kind of get into a pattern, Monday through Friday, what we eat and how we're eating. So it's fairly simple to kind of go back and just add those foods in and see, are you hitting where you are? Are you at the calories that you want to be? But more importantly, are you at not more importantly, but equally as importantly, are you hitting the right macro nutrients, specifically with protein?
Yes.
Right, because protein's the most critical one here. It's what's going to build muscles and help keep you satiated, feeling full. And it's just, it is the foundational thing that you need to have.
Necessary for your metabolism to function properly.
Yeah.
All of that.
And so I need about 200 grams of protein.
Okay, so here's an interesting question for you. Before we started kind of logging our food again, if I was to ask you and you were to make a guess, what would you think your protein would have been at on an average day?
I would say on an average day, now yesterday I knew wasn't average, so we'll talk about the day before and yesterday. I would say my protein was probably averaging about 160.
160 grams a day.
Yeah, and if I was going to be honest with myself, now knowing that I need to hit 200 grams, but probably 160.
Minimum. And then you started tracking, and where have you kind of been averaging?
Well, so Monday I tracked, and I was, and that's pretty much my typical day. Monday was. I think I was 125 or 130 grams
Okay.
for my protein, right? So 70 under.
Very low.
Very low. And all of a sudden I can correlate that to maybe not quite feeling as strong in the gym, or there's a lot of things that you can do.
Sluggish, or hitting the wall more often.
Yeah. And then the other day I was extremely low on protein, simply because we were bouncing around to a bunch of things, really busy day, and it wasn't normal. I was like 95, which that's not good. Not good. I mean, she should be getting
More than that.
140 to, you're probably 140 right now,
Yeah, around there.
145. So up your goal, maybe 160 up to you, by a little extra. But extremely low.
Yeah, so I think that was an interesting.
And I was just like, shit.
Surprise.
See, so what have I started doing? Now, I don't necessarily want more food. I just need to have my protein.
So it's just moving things around a little bit.
So like this morning I came in to the gym knowing that I just need to add some protein in a little bit more. So I had a little bit of aminos with some vanilla whey driven protein in there. I had to mix it up, just a little sip it on, sugar cups out off. I'm going to sip on. It's delicious, right?
Yeah.
So it tastes like a little bit like a creamsicle.
Yeah,
you know.
25 grams of protein.
Yeah, boom,
Just to
right
start
there,
your
added.
diet. Yeah.
After we finish this
Yeah.
video, I'm gonna head back down there and just get the same thing. It's 50 grams of protein right there.
Just in supplement.
So if I know that if I look back at my Monday, which was my more average day, that would bring me up to about 185. I'm getting much more in the realistic realm of saying, hey, we can kind of live with that. You should try to up it a little bit more as you go.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be these major changes.
Yeah.
And I made macro adjustments to some of my normal meals that I eat. So I have certain meals that I eat, and I realize, you know what?
Just tweaks a little.
If I do this, I can save a little bit of calories, and I can add this, right?
Yeah.
So it's a trade-off, and it's a mental trade-off for things that I want. I'd rather have this bag of chips or whatever it might be for myself.
Yeah, so a couple of things for us to clarify there is that we're not on a diet.
No.
Right? We're not restricting anything. In fact, tonight we're going to a little bourbon tasting with friends. And so it means we're just going to factor it into our day and just log that and make it work in the day. It's not a big deal, but it doesn't mean we hold anything back. We don't starve ourselves.
Correct.
We don't diet. We're not getting on the scale religiously. We're not doing all of those things, right? It's just a mental reset. But it was really interesting because, so we were...
You track more often than I do, for sure.
I say probably maybe every couple of months I'll
Yeah.
hop in there for a day or two working with clients, and then often for clients it's helpful when they can look at my food journal and see what I'm eating. So I do track occasionally just for those purposes. But it, like you said, it helped us immediately realize, like, ding, ding, ding. Okay, so that's why maybe I'm not sleeping as good. You know, protein's going to help you rest at night. It's going to help your body recover. So it helped us pinpoint maybe all of these other things in our lives, like maybe we've been feeling or not feeling as good. And it was a little wake up call for us. I think, you know, coaches need coaching or reminders or need that extra, not motivation, but encouragement sometimes, and accountability. So
yeah, and it's, once again, it's not hard. People that have already been doing this, we encourage you to get back on to your app and just check in with yourself. Are you hitting where you should be again? Like when I said we could make macro juice adjustments, one of the meals I would have, I only thought I had 2 slices of cheese on it, but apparently they've been making it with 4 slices of cheese because they think I just love that cheese, which I do. It's delicious, right? But hey, can we just go back down to 2 slices of cheese? Doesn't change the taste of it really.
Right.
However, that reducing that 2 slices of cheese, if I have 2 extra scoops of whey from Driven, I think it's 100 calories a piece. I'm basically a net zero on a calorie gain.
Far better swap out.
Yeah, so I'm like, bam, I just now increased myself by 50 grams of protein. I didn't really see any calorie change, right? That's just how you have to know how things are, and it becomes simple, right? It's just simple, like minor adjustments. Like you said, we're going into tonight, we're having an event. So this is how we intuitively eat, right? We typically know we're gonna go to an event where we're not quite sure what's there, and we don't really wanna have to stress about it. Right?
Yep.
And so we tend to hold back a little bit that day. So maybe, you know, I would have half my normal lunch.
Yep.
And
just eat a little lighter.
And just, or I could just say, I don't care. It's going to be, I just go there and eat normal and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So for the event tonight, you know, we go in just a little bit, like where we're having my calories that way. We go there, we're have a bourbon taste is what we're doing. Right? And so empty calories there. We're excited to do it. So we're going on vacation, let's just account for it. Let's just make this evening account for our day calories and not stress about it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So we strongly encourage you to, if you are dialed in on your nutrition, at least once a quarter for a week, right? Just be honest, include your weekends, right? You gotta know that too, because you wanna see how you bookend it. Right, because we all realize you can eat really well Monday through Friday, and screw it all up on Saturday and Sunday, right?
Right.
And so you need to understand what your weekly average is for calories.
Yes.
And so when we do that in education, if you get 2,500 calories a day, you know, that's over the course of a week, you know, I can't do the math really quick in my head. But that's your overall calories for the week.
Yes, so think in weekly averages. Yeah.
So if you think about it, did you blow your calories on the weekend and you are now
very common tripping.
Now all of a sudden you're over your calorie intake and you're not meeting your goals. And so if you're looking for intuitive eating and figuring this out.
Yeah, if you need tracking, when we even say the word tracking, you're like, I have no idea what they're talking about. Make an appointment, come sit down with me. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just some time, 5 or 10 minutes, but I'd be happy to share with you what's worked for us, some other options that I don't personally do, but I know work well for other people. But I'm happy to sit down and give you a little tutorial on how to do that, just the very basics.
Yeah.
And it should not be something that is overwhelming. So if you're someone who has tracked their food in an app or whatever, and it feels overwhelming to you, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Literally, it's less than 5 minutes out of my day every day, and it's first thing in the morning. For me, it works well. But if it's taking you that long, let's sit down and let me help you simplify it, because it doesn't need to be complicated and difficult, but it's just a nice reminder. But remember, with nutrition, it's very similar to exercise. We talk about it all the time, consistency over perfection, right?
Yes.
It's the 80-20 in your life. Nutrition, it's exactly the same way. So it's not a quick fix. It's not 2 months that I have the body I want. It's not get ready for this event. It's not that. It's, you know, over the next 5-10 years of consistently eating in a certain way to fuel your body, that pays off in the long run. That allows you to maintain for a lifestyle or a lifetime.
Absolutely.
And that should be all our goals.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. All right. You want to give a brief thing on your challenge update?
Yeah, so core challenge, you will see a video go out this weekend. You'll see it in Mighty Network, so watch that because it will have like the rules or basically how it works. But November 25th, which is Thanksgiving, to December 25th, which is Christmas Day. So that means on Christmas Day and Thanksgiving Day, you will have a 10-minute workout.
At home.
At home, yes. So the core challenge, you will have 5 days a week of a core workout.
And it's different each week.
Every
and
day
it's
is
different
different.
each day.
Every week is different. So
Yeah.
I will give you 1 week's worth of work. So you'll get 5 workouts for that week 1. Then week 2, you'll have a new handout to grab down in the gym, and you'll take week 2 with you. Every day should take less than 10 minutes. If it's taking you longer, you're doing it wrong. Less than 10 minutes, you don't need equipment. Do it in the gym, do it as your warm up, do it at home. Everyone can participate. So we're going to recommend that you take a photo on day 1. You'll take a photo on day 15, and then you will take a photo at the end. Anyone brave enough to send me their photos, the best transformation wins.
Yeah.
So and remember, it's far, there's more benefit than aesthetics. I know that we talk about abs and core challenge or whatever, wanting to see your abs, but it's more than that. It's about strengthening your midline, which is huge important.
You got low back issues, all those type things.
Yeah.
Get a strong
Yeah, it's
midline.
tough. We're doing it right now. We started ahead of you guys, but we're on day 3. Ow.
Well, and so here's how it's
It's
going to
good.
go. So she'll have the overview video every week. She'll put a video out with the movements that are uncommon in there, and then underneath that video, she'll have each day breakdown of what you have to do. So you can just refer that Mighty Network and say, here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And if you forget, you just go up to the video really quick, watch it again for a movement.
Yeah, there will be a couple new ones that we haven't done before, and then a lot of repeat ones too. So.
Yeah, and so we'll get that out. So we're excited about this.
Do the core challenge. Remember, just like anything, you modify. So if that movement that you're doing gets too difficult, you'll modify it down for yourself. Anyone can do it.
Let's talk about this thing over here. I'm going to grab it because
Yep.
she didn't grab it.
Oops.
Why don't you talk about this?
So new apparel. Obviously, if you're in the gym, you've seen some of the new apparel come out. But here's the new Carhartt
Really nice.
quarter zip. Oh no. This is an awesome sweatshirt. So this will be priced a little bit more than our normal sweatshirts because it is Carhartt and it's very heavy. Think of it more as a jacket.
Yeah.
It's water resistant, and obviously has the Carhartt logo. This will be branded.
Embroidered?
Yes, so it's embroidered and it's small, or round SK embroidered patch, but it goes on the left chest. And the cool thing about this is that you can customize the color of thread that you want for the embroidery. So
Yeah.
I think that the Carhartt brown would be pretty cool.
Oh, I think so.
But any color of the rainbow. So when you order it, make sure you choose your custom thread. Otherwise, you'll just get it as is.
Yeah, and we're purposely keeping it a little understated because we want you to be able to wear it out camping and whatever. It's cold out right now. Be a great Christmas gift.
Yeah.
If you are thinking about this for Christmas, with all the supply chain issues, I don't know how it's impacting this stuff.
Me neither. Holly,
But-
correct us if we're wrong.
but
But get
I'm-
your order in now.
I'm guessing that there is going to be some sort of supply chain, issue.
Super
with it.
duper nice, guys. It's nicer than any sweatshirt we've ever
Yeah, I'm
carried.
excited for that. For me, that's probably something I wear quite a bit. A lot.
Yeah, I agree. So remember, with apparel, the sizes or the sweatshirts that you see hanging on the rack, you don't purchase those. Those are for sizing ideas. So you'll just try it on. You'll know what size you want. Remember our regular SK hoodie, the green one's down there, comes in 4 colors. That dark green, the camel brown, the chocolate brown, and then a darker red color.
And
you choose the
Cameron might have
color
bought
logo.
all 4.
If you're not sure what one of them looks like in the color, ask Cameron to show you because she owns them all.
And if you wonder, does she really pay the price? Yes, she
Yes,
does.
she does. She's our biggest supporter.
She pays exactly what you are for that.
So you
Thank
will
you,
fill out
Cameron.
an order form. You will be specific. You'll give it to the barista. I place the orders every Friday, and it's 2 weeks or less that Holly will bring them back to you, and then we'll let you know when it's here. Cool.
Happy birthday.
Athlete birthdays: Maggie Fricker, Nicole Jennings, and Sarah Allman. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
ladies! I hope you have a great week.
Featured athletes. Let me talk about this one.
Yeah,
Trent
talk about it.
Danielson. Trent started with our original challenge a long time
Our
ago.
first boot camp
Yeah,
challenge
and
was
the
that
back-
2018.
Back in the day,
17, something
man,
like
and to see his transformation over, I don't know, what is that, 4 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Almost 4 years probably.
Inconsistency. Trent embodies
Not inconsistency, but in his consistency.
did I say inconsistencies? Consistencies. I didn't mean to say
It's okay.
consistencies into that has been really
Impressive.
remarkable.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is there almost every day. He's consistent with nutrition. He's consistent with trying to learn the next level of
Yeah.
things. Right now, we recommended the Supple Leopard, which is a Kelly Starrett PT book on stretches and different movements.
Mobility.
Because I knew he would have the mindset to go,
And he's like studying.
oh my goodness, I knew he's geeking out on it. Like, oh, it's fun to see.
Yeah.
Trent, great guy, and well deserved here.
What I love about Trent is his work ethic and the fact that he never quits. So in any workout, he just plugs through, and he never he just keeps pushing himself, and I love that. I
And
love to
Trent
see
is
his
super
work ethic.
coachable. If I
Wants
talk
to
to
do the
him,
movements right.
he'll listen.
Yeah.
He'll try to apply what's listening. We
Yeah.
make micro adjustments. Super coachable.
Yeah.
I love working
He's
with
at
Trent.
5 a.m. So
Yeah,
if
he's
you
at
don't
5
come
a.m.
at
with
5
me.
a.m. you should sometime.
If you know why I'm gushing on him, I coach him. So he's my
He's
athlete
your
that I
guy,
typically coach,
yeah.
and he's just a really.
Trent's a pharmacist at Safeway too, so
Yeah, he can say hi
go
to
see
him.
him there if you need any drugs.
Finally, if you're trying to get a hold of us, you're going to follow along on the screen here. You're going to go to Storm King Athletic Club, upper right-hand corner. You're going to get free intros. If you're an existing athlete, you click on that one. If you're not an athlete, and you just want to sit down and talk with us, you click on this. You get to come into this office, sit down. We just get to jam on.
And there's no pressure
No pressure
to
whatsoever.
become an athlete.
No, not at all.
Nope.
You could just be an athletic supporter. It's okay. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Have
Have
a great
weekend.
weekend.
We will see you soon. Like a college group.
Is where I was.